returns, muni bonds and other bonds do well. But in general, we're seeing a pattern of demand outstripping supply, and still some lingering uncertainties about the economy, in which case muni bonds typically do better. So I don't know exactly how they compare, apples to apples, but I would say that we've definitely seen a decrease in yields over the last couple of months, and that benefited the city today.
Great. Anyone else?
Actually, I had a question about the reoffering premium and why there was such a difference, or why BMO requested a significantly larger reoffering premium. I know that we had to increase our principal amount for sale partly as a result of that. Could you please explain that?
Sure. Yes, if you look at the actual coupons on the bond issue, they are in the low 2s to the 3% range. You might say, well, how is it possible that we would have yields starting at 0.4% going up to the low 3s if all of the coupons are 2s and 3s? And that's because of that premium. Right now, there's a market psychology that is leading investors to want bonds with higher coupons, even though they're earning less on those bonds. They think it'll be easier to sell again in the secondary market, and they just feel better having a bond that says 3 on it than 0.4, right? Even though the effective yield, what the city is paying, is the 0.4. So we're just seeing that play out, especially with bigger bond issues, like $5 million and up. There's a definite premium bidding pattern that we're seeing. It's impossible to predict exactly how much you'll get. Today, with the winning bid, we got more than we had anticipated, but that's why we always have the asterisk on the par amount.
Sure.
Especially with the refunding, you want to size it to exactly what you need, and that's why we ended up reducing the par amount by $120,000.
Even though it brought us down under that $5 million threshold that
yes.
investors.
And the investors knew that that was a distinct possibility because they knew it was a refinancing situation. Great. Well, thank you. And I should note also, if you have questions about the ordinance or the resolution before you, your bond attorney, Dottie Riley with QTech Rock, is here as well. And thank you very much for the opportunity to work with the city.
Great. Thank you, Bruce.
Hey, Kim, what's the ordinance number? 2447.
I move that we approve ordinance number 2447, authorizing the issuance and delivery of $4,895,000 in principal amount of general obligations bonds, series 2014A of the city of Gardner, Kansas, and providing for the levy and collection of an annual tax for the purpose of paying the principal and interest on the bonds as they come due.
Motion, Freeman. Second, Harrison, that we approve ordinance number 2447, authorizing the issuance and delivery of $4,895,000 principal amount of general obligation bond, series 2014A of the city of Gardner, Kansas, and providing for the levy and collection of an annual tax for the purpose of paying the principal and interest on the bonds as they become due. Roberts?
Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Podovich?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Shute?
Yes.
Ordinance number 2447 passes. New business item number 2. Consider adopting a resolution prescribing the form and detail of and authorizing the delivery of $4,895,000 principal amount of general obligation bond, series 2014A of the city of Gardner, Kansas, previously authorized by an ordinance of the city. This would be ordinance number 1905. Laura.
This is just step 2 of the process. Just exactly what it says. And you did say ordinance. I believe you meant resolution number 1905.
In which case, yes.
Okay.
So, public comment regarding resolution 1905. Nobody coming forward. Questions for Laura regarding the resolution? That's 1905.
I move to adopt resolution number 1905, prescribing the form and details of and authorizing the delivery of $4.895 million principal amount of general ordinance to be.
Second.
Motion Harrison, second Shute, that we adopt resolution 1905, prescribing the form and details of and authorizing the delivery of $4,895,000, the principal amount of general obligation bond series 2014A of the city of Gardner, Kansas, previously authorized by an ordinance of the city. Bodovich?
Yes.
Freeman?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
Shute?
Yes.
Roberts?
Yes.
Resolution number 1905 passes. Thank you, Laura.
Good work.
New business item number 3, consider authorizing the city administrator to negotiate and execute a 3-year agreement for website design services with Vision Internet for a total amount not to exceed $36,155 to be paid over a 3-year period.
It's 56,000.
You're right, but in the council action form, it does say 36. So, all right. Mayor.
Good evening,
Good evening.
council. Thank you, Mayor.
Great.
We are here, we began this process back in January. Actually in December, when the RFP went out, this was actually done through our old purchasing policy, so a formal RFP was done. As you recall, we started talking about this back in the 2014 budget process. We talked about the importance of branding and economic development, that this was the city's #1 marketing tool. The website is the face of our community. We talked about it needing to be fresh, attractive, current, easy to use, and that this was what our developers and new businesses that would be looking and our citizens look at. We have that just a little short period of time where people get on to see who we are, what we're about, and this is our first opportunity to show what the city of Gardner is about. We did begin the request for proposals on December the 2nd, 2013. We had several goals in mind: to be modern and visually appealing, to improve our navigation and accessibility, position for growth and development, and we closed that process on January the 3rd. We did receive 21 responses. We had a huge number of responses, and we spent a great deal of time going through each of those. We did have a selection committee, staff review, and that committee consisted of City Administrator Cheryl Harrison Lee, Finance Director Laura Gorley, Parks and Rec Director Jeff Stewart, our IT Specialist Tommy Craner, Management Analyst Matt Wolf, Administrative Services Specialist Katie Asbury, and myself. So we took a great number of people and spent time, each of these people went through and reviewed all of these proposals. We came together, and out of that we selected 4 vendors as we looked through our criteria, and we invited those vendors in to do a 1-hour presentation to talk to us about what they are, what they offer, different areas that they've worked for. After that period of time, we went back and we reviewed again, and we spent more time looking at the different proposals and what we were doing. We brought together our entire leadership team, which is all of our director team, and we brought our 2 finalists in to do a 2-hour presentation and to talk to us about what they can do, what they offer. And you see in your packet some of those websites that we looked at and how exciting they are and how fresh and attractive they are for what we looked at. The 2 finalists that we looked at and visited with were Vision Internet and Civic Live. Both vendors did an absolute phenomenal job. At the end of the day, the staff does recommend, and it was a unanimous decision, to go with Vision Internet. I do have Adam here that's with Vision, so if you do have questions about their company or products that they offer, we provided to you our request. We provided their proposal for your review, and also then different websites that you had an opportunity to look at. The main thing to remember is, even though you see those websites, this is all ours. This is ours to design uniquely about who we are, what we're about, what we want people to see and know about the city of Gardner. So we're very excited to be at this point. It's very exciting that the leadership team was in unanimous